Dad, I got a fish!
Father's Day, a day to say thanks to the most important guy in the world. This year, get him what he really wants at Cabela's Father's Day sale. Take 40% off Cabela's Tourney Trail Rods, $200 off a Traeger Liltex Pro Bronze Grill, and $30 off Merrill Reflex Hikers and Mocks. Plus, spend $150 and get $25 in Cabela's bucks, good on your next purchase. Minimum purchase required. See store for details. Come to Cabela's Father's Day sale, in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's happening, folks? It is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is Patriot Nation Radio. I forgot today's date. I don't know what the hell the damn date is. Excuse me for saying that word like that, but yes, we are here. It is Patriot Nation Radio, and I am your host, and we are going to rock and roll here tonight. Tonight we are talking about the Fourth Amendment, and we are doing Constitution 101 this evening. Our usual co-host tonight, the Lady Federalist, Charlotte Symes, is feeling under the weather. She had sent me a message at about 2:45 Eastern Standard Time this afternoon saying, sorry, but I'm feeling unwell today. So I put out to her if she was feeling better to come on. So Charlotte won't be joining us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you feel better, my friend, if you're listening. And without further ado, we're going to start talking here in a minute about the Fourth Amendment. But first and foremost, I have to read my usual public service announcement for my good friend, Pastor Sylvester Bland, out there in California, doing his show 5 nights a week at UnitedSaintsOfAmerica.us, doing great things. Make sure you check him out there at that website. And I'm going to read his public service announcement for Feed the Beast No More. And for decades now, in the name of fun, food, and entertainment, conservatives, Christians, and patriots have created a monster. And unknowingly, after we spent billions of hard-earned dollars supporting these corporations and their sponsors, we now see their plan. And that plan is that systematically they have bought politicians to spread the immoral social agenda, sued in court and have successfully closed down some businesses, and enough is enough. Let's feed this beast no more and join the national boycott. Targeting now 8 corporations and their sponsors. And to see that official list, head over to Pastor Bland's site at www.theunitedsaintsofamerica.us or call 951-360-3399, 951-360-3399, and tell them Patriot Nation Radio sent you. He goes, next they'll be coming for our jobs, our churches, and our religious freedoms. So come on, folks, let's not feed this beast any longer. UnitedSaintsOfAmerica.us. Make sure you check out Pastor Bland Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. UnitedSaintsOfAmerica.us. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every night and listening to the show. A lot of things happening in the Lavoie Finicum case, of course, and we always want to stay up to date with that, and we will be bringing updates along with information as it develops when we can. If you're connected on Facebook, you probably already know there's a lot of stuff happening. But in the meantime, I want to leave you with this. I want to not leave you, but play this song real fast. This is Jordan Page, The Ballad of Lavoie Finicum. This is actually the version that he wrote and had his wife videotape there on the couch on the 27th of January, 2016. Enjoy. I'll be back right after.
Everybody, this is Jordan Page. In light of the recent events in Oregon, I just wrote a song that I want to share with you. This is called The Ballad of Lavoie Finicum. Subtext, Cowboys Stand for Freedom. He was a man who loved to walk the land, turn his cheek but also take a stand. His conviction called, he followed what he felt was right. Well, there's no telling just what time will bring. cowboys stand for freedom. I'm just talking about a name carved in a stone. A friend and brother to anyone. He's riding off to the setting sun. Drive on, cowboy, he's heading home. Well, there's almost right and there's nearly wrong. You live your life from sunrise to dawn, and then it's over and the moment's gone. You can testify to things unseen, but the world is blind, can't see a thing. All you can do is try to be a human being. I'm only talking about a cowboy stand for freedom. I'm just talking about a name carved in a stone. A friend and brother to anyone. He's riding off to the setting sun. Drive on, cowboy, he's heading home. I know not what course other men may take. I can't see that far down the road. But as for me and mine, make no mistake. The weight of justice is a heavy load, and I'm living by code. He left his home to go and take a stand as boys rang out across the deafened land, and in the end it was a bullet that exposed the line. A truth remembered is a battle won, though his murder cannot be undone. It rings out like an echo, thundering across the night. Here's to all the cowboys who stand for freedom. Why do we watch them from afar with hearts of stone? He's riding off to the setting sun. The thoughts of many from the voice of one. Well, drive on, cowboy, your work is done. Well, Godspeed, cowboy, will carry on.
And there you have it, folks. That's the Ballad of Leroy Finicum by Jordan Page. Make sure you head over to jordanpagemusic.com and check out all the Jordan stuff. He's got some music there, a CD you can buy. It's called Liberty. I think there's a 3 or 4 or 5 song EP there. Get Liberty today, jordanpagemusic.com. That kid is awesome. You do not want to not hear his music and the rest of his music. Very, very good. And, of course, you see the craziness going on at the Trump rallies. You see all this hoopla and racket going on in this presidential primary season. And it looks to me as if the Republican National Committee and the elite Republicans paired to destroy the Republican Party for good, fracturing it and destroying it by not backing their candidate, pushing for a brokered convention, stealing the delegates away, and putting their guy in. This would absolutely be a horrendous mistake on the part of the Republican National Committee, one they are losing donors now as we speak in a breakneck pace. But the hell with them. They're a bunch of turds. They are disenfranchising a whole nation of people, and it's unbelievable that it would even happen in our country, that our own conservative party would kill itself because they don't like Donald Trump, because they're afraid they're going to lose their elite status in D.C., so they have to stand up and make it as hard as possible for this man not to win. If you don't get out and vote for Donald Trump, I think you're just insane right now. Just because of how much these people are fighting to take him down means that he is the man we need in that office, because he is threatening the elitists in both parties with the taking away the very things that make them rich as they scam the American people. These people are disgusting. They violate our rights left and right. As you know, on Constitution 101 on Patriot Nation Radio for the last 5 weeks that we've been doing this on Mondays, they have violated the first, they have violated the second, they have violated the third, potentially, with the militants in Oregon, who knows, maybe not. And we know for sure they are violating the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is as follows. The right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Okay? It's pretty straightforward there, what they're trying to talk about in the Fourth Amendment. Pretty clear. And, they violate your Fourth Amendment rights every single day, ladies and gentlemen. If you see that there is a facial recognition camera perched atop the traffic light pole when you come to an intersection, and they zoom in on your face and they identify who you are. If you got those cameras in and around your area where you live, they know where you go, what you do, where you stop, where you get your coffee, where you get your gas. They know the route you take because your face comes up on that camera and it just plots it. That is not being secure in your person. They are running your face through a database and identifying you, where you are, where you're driving, where you're going, what you're doing. This is fact. You have a smartphone, and because you like to be pinged on maps and do all this stuff, you leave your locator on. Guess what, folks? They're following you that way. The Fourth Amendment gets violated every second of every day in one way or another. And I'm going to read this. This comes from Wikipedia. Sometimes I like to go there. I know it's written and edited by regular people. And anybody can go in there and log in and change anything they want. But this seemed very informative to me. And it explains a little bit more what the Fourth Amendment is. And the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibits, as we read here, unreasonable searches and seizures and requires any warrant to be judicially sanctioned. And it must be supported by probable cause. Probable cause means, and to a lot of people, say probable cause could be, I smelled marijuana coming out of the house. I heard somebody yelling and screaming really violently, and then the screaming stopped. Could be probable cause that somebody's hurt inside the dwelling. Someone calls up and says, there's a lot of traffic at that house. I think something's going on. Can you investigate? And then they investigate, and they do some surveillance, and they watch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, of course, the Fourth Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. And it was in response to the abuse of the writ of assistance, a type of general search warrant issued by the British government and the major source of tension in pre-revolutionary America. The Fourth Amendment was introduced in Congress by James Madison in 1789, along with other amendments in the Bill of Rights in response to anti-federalists who had objections to the new constitution. And Congress actually submitted the amendment to the states on September 28, 1789. By December 15, 1791, the necessary three-quarters of the states had ratified it. On March 1, 1792, Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson announced the adoption of the Fourth Amendment. And because the Bill of Rights did not initially apply to the states and federal criminal investigations were less common in the first century of the nation's history, there is a little significant case law for the Fourth Amendment before the 20th century, and the amendment was held to apply to the states in Matt v. Ohio, 1961. And under the Fourth Amendment, search and seizure, including arrest, should be limited in scope according to specific information supplied to the issuing court, usually by a law enforcement officer who is sworn by it. First, the Fourth Amendment case law, central question: what government activities constitute search and seizure? What constitutes probable cause for these actions? And how violations of Fourth Amendment rights should be addressed. Early court decisions limited the amendment's scope to law enforcement officers' physical intrusion onto private property. But with Katz v. United States, 1967, the Supreme Court held that its protections, such as the warrant requirement, extend to privacy of individuals as well as physical location. Law enforcement officers need a warrant for most search and seizure activities, but the court has defined a series of exceptions of consent searches, motor vehicle searches, evidence in plain view, exigent circumstances, border searches, and other situations. Folks, they violate our Fourth Amendment rights on a regular basis, and I tell you, if you're in a traffic stop and they ask to search your vehicle, say no. If they come and knocking on your door and say, "Hey, will you let us in to look around?" Say no. This is your place of residence. You don't expect anybody to come in your house and rifle through your stuff without reason. And they have to present you with the warrant. They have to show you that warrant. If you so ask for it and they say no, they're not going to show it to you, they're violating your rights. We are in a militarized police state in America these days, and the Constitution has been overridden apparently by rogue law enforcement agencies such as the FBI, i.e. the Lavoie Finicum murder in Burns, Oregon. You know for sure that these guys murdered that poor man in violation of his rights. Other groups that are violating the rights of the people are the EPA, the DHS, the Border Patrol. Sometimes have to do it as illegal aliens run across people's private property into their barns and stuff like that. Sometimes they've got to chase them in there and get them. But that's still a violation of the Fourth Amendment. So, well, if they're not searching, I don't know, as long as they're searching for the illegal immigrant, I guess maybe they would get around that. You know, they weren't looking through your stuff. They weren't confiscating your stuff. They were just searching for a perpetrator. And they may knock on your door, but if they don't knock on your door and say, "Hey, somebody ran in your barn, we got to go get them," they're violating your Fourth Amendment. They are not allowed on your property in a searching capacity without warrant. Probable cause. Very important. And we have a caller on the line this evening, and you know what? Our co-host tonight, the Lady Federalist, Char, was unable to join us because she's not feeling good. She's kind of under the weather. So let's pick up the line. Looks like a California area code here. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to Patriot Nation Radio. You're live on the air with your host, Mark Hoffman. What's happening? Who is it?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's happening? A comment about the Fourth Amendment. When you brought that up, I kind of saw a flaw in what you were talking about, and I kind of wanted to bring it up to you.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, who do we got on the phone tonight? Who are you? You can go with first name. If you got a nickname, and we're good with that.
Okay. Sure. So this is what I was going to say is the First Amendment was written in order to stop the federal government from entering your house originally, but that didn't stop the states for the first 100 years.
Right. Yeah,
That's
they
the
were
only thing I was going
doing.
to bring up. I see where you were going with it, and I just wanted to correct you because I would want to be corrected myself.
Absolutely, and that's why I love this show, and I'm educating myself here. You know, the reason I started this series in the first place, Constitution 101, was during this whole thing, watching it unfold in Oregon and hearing what these guys are saying, and I'm realizing to myself that a lot of these guys that are out here in the Patriot movement, and a lot of these guys that are in law enforcement and in the courts and in political offices put their hand on a Bible and they swear an oath to the Constitution that they will defend it from all enemies, foreign and domestic, so help them God, and they don't even know what's in it. Half the people, I don't think, they may read it once, they may go through it in a class, and then it's out of their mind. They're not thinking about it anymore. They're just going to take this oath because it's something that they're required to do in order to enter the service or enter into the law profession, or, you know, whatever the case may be a politician and hold office. But most of them, I don't think they know what they're swearing an allegiance to. And I think it's important that we educate ourselves, so we're going through the Constitution. This is episode 5. We've done the first, second, and third, and this week we're doing the fourth. In the first week we read the Declaration of Independence, and when we did that, it was pretty amazing how similar the violations of King George III were against the people that we are experiencing right now in this day and age with the current administration. Very scary similarities. And if you get a chance, go ahead and read that again. Just read the violations, the grievances that they had. Let me flip through here. I'll just try to find it. I got my little Constitution here. I keep it by me all the time. Let's go to the Declaration of Independence part and just go over with King George. I mean, that guy was really, sounds like Obama. I mean, really. Man, where is it here? Amendments. Declaration of Independence. And they go on to list some of the things. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of the absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts to be submitted to candid word. He has refused his assent to law. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance. He has refused to pass other laws for accommodation of large districts of people unless these people would relinquish the right of representation. Some of the things. Let's find some here. Yeah, I would suggest, if you get a chance, just Google it and read the one part. It starts, you know, it's a few pages. It's worth the read. You'll be blown away by some of the things that are in it. He has exodus, domestic insurrections, amongst the...
My first year in law school, and we've been going through the Declaration of Independence with a fine-tooth comb. I'm not going to really go through it to find the similarities. I was just going to see if you could tell me what it was, but I understand. Sure, no problem. I'll just...
That's what I'm saying.
Take your word for it.
I implore folks to go out and just read it. Read the Declaration of Independence and see what brought them to write this Constitution. Why? I mean, it's right there in black and white. And this is a pocket Constitution.
Sure, but don't you think it's important that they set up a system of government in order to regulate that Declaration of Independence? For example, you were just talking about an illegal immigrant running through a backyard. That might be your viewpoint if it's okay for a police officer to go through, but I don't think a lot of other people would. So that being said, we have to establish something in order to govern the Declaration of Independence. And we did by establishing our judicial system. So the Declaration of Independence plus the amendments have to change. If they stayed the exact same, black people would still be property. We have even the First Amendment. That one is just so crazy to even go through with freedom of press and everything. It's very, very hard. Freedom of religion. but definitely I find it very difficult to study and go through the case law as well.
Sorry, folks, about the background noise. My son's in my room here, and he's digging through some toys, distracting me a little bit. He's my little patriotic American boy, all American, loves to fish, loves to fall down and skin his knees and ride bikes and climb trees. He's a little boy. He's awesome.
Right, that's great.
And but yeah, it is. I think that it's very, very important to educate ourselves and our friends and our families the importance of the Constitution. Now, there are some things in there that maybe aren't perfect, but nothing's perfect. And this document,
see, that's where the scary part is if that Fourth Amendment hadn't been governed at this point right now, if it hadn't been governed 100 years afterwards, police officers would be able to go right into your house right now without a warrant. Any kind of state individual would be able to go inside your house. But the reason why these amendments are so important, well, they certainly cannot now.
The Patriot Act has pretty much nullified the Fourth Amendment. They can do what they want. The Patriot Act is one of the single most biggest violations of the Constitution ever written and signed into law. And, we gave away liberty for a sense of security. So therefore, as the saying goes, we deserve neither liberty or security at this point because we allowed this to happen. The people didn't stand up and fight the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act was rammed through really fast after 9/11. It's like they had it in a drawer and they were ready to go. Now, I think that
absolutely
the Patriot Act just destroys the Constitution. And hopefully we get a president in there who understands
I can understand what you mean by that. I can understand what you mean. You're on the right page of where you're going with it. But I don't necessarily think that you should adhere to a strict Constitution. If there's something you need to fix about the Constitution, such as that, we have our forms of government. For example, what county, if you don't mind me asking, or state are you in?
I am in the state of Florida.
State of Florida, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what county in Florida?
That would be Hernando County, Florida. It's a beautiful little county. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get an opportunity to come to the Sunshine State, come to Weeki Wachee Springs in Hernando County, Florida. Great place. It's world famous mermaid.
An advertisement.
And that's free advertising.
Who's the local senators there?
Local senators? You mean like my state senators or my local guys around the corner here?
Local guys just around the corner.
Oh, let's see. What's his name here? Oh, man, I forget now.
You don't have to look
for him,
for
too.
What I'm saying is you seem like a person who's really into politics, correct? And I could see it. You seem like a true American, and Godspeed. You're voting. You're doing the right steps. Majority of Americans don't do that. If you were to ask a majority of Americans around who their local senators are, they wouldn't even be able to name them. Yet they just go for what they see on the voter registration, R or D. Okay, but these people's ideas sometimes are the ideas that put these laws, such as the Patriot Act, in place. Starts at your local government all the way up. So if we do need to reform that, we need to have the people educated in order to, and not educated, not just to vote, but in order to better this country of ours. I served in Afghanistan, and I had a real hatred for people before I left, and that's a very honest thing. But after I came back, I learned that a lot of those people over there love us. There's quite a few people over there that work really hard to try to come to America that can't, and the legal way. And but they're not all like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just very hard to say it's either black or white.
I remember my guy's name because my friend actually ran against him. My friend James, he ran as a no-party candidate. Folks, we're talking about Amendment 4, Patriot Nation Radio, Constitution 101. Catch the rest of this show, www.blogtalkradio.com/Patriot Nation. I'm going into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, my friend James ran against him, and his name is Blazing Golia. I had to think about it for a minute because my friend James, like I said, he ran as a no-party candidate, and he lives around the corner. He owns a gun store. He's a constitutional type guy, and yeah, we got Blazing Golia representing us on the Republican ticket here in Hernando County. That's a guy that I did not vote for. In fact, I voted for my friend, which is James. He ran, and he's a great guy, and he's a serious patriot. His slogan was, "It's time we stop electing politicians and start electing patriots." And I thought that was a great slogan.
Well,
no
you know
more
what?
politicians.
God bless him. He's putting himself out there. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of people getting into politics that don't belong there, but I definitely agree with Americans taking the initiative. Just because they're not educated or went through college doesn't necessarily mean somebody's dumb at the same time.
Right.
It's just very hard. You just don't want those books to go off, because the second that happens, we're going to have a new amendment that says you need to have an education in order to get into the political system. You see, it'll go in circles, and we overcorrect everything. We don't realize that sometimes we overdo something, and then we have to correct it again. And I think that's where a lot of people get upset with being politically correct today. We overdo it. We have the 60s where people were screaming out. We had the whole civil rights movement. After that, we had an influx of trying to overcompensate for it. After that, we had the 90s where it was a fight back with it. And now we have, after getting a black president in office and having a war and being in debt, people react with that too. And not necessarily saying that anybody who reacts to what's going on right now is a racist, because I'm not going to say that. But I do think that it does affect some people without them knowing it. I think some people are racist and they don't want to admit it. Yet they do feel those harbored feelings. Let's be realistic. We're all human beings.
I'm going to be silly right now, but I watched a couple of laps of the Daytona 500. Does that make me a racist? Because if it does, I'm not watching that crappy shit no more. Oh, sorry. Sorry for my language. And I want to ask one of those guys that drive around that track, and what happens if they all of a sudden have to make a right turn? You know?
Oh, that was a good one, actually.
Hey, you're more than welcome to stick around. I got another caller on the line. I want to pick it up. I'll put you back on hold if you want to stick around. Hey, you know what? I'll leave your phone.
Tell you what, I'm listening to you on my computer, so I just appreciate the time, and you have a great day.
No problem. Thanks for calling us, ladies and gentlemen. There's a great guest, great call. I like to have good callers on the line every once in a while. Plus, he helped me out and educated me a little bit more, because I don't have the Lady Federalist with me tonight, my co-host. She is studying the Constitution right now, and that's a good thing. And who do I got on the line? You got an 828 area code. What's happening? Welcome to Patriot Nation Radio. I am your host, Mark Hoffmann. We're having a blast. We got about 5 minutes of show. What do you got to add, sir or ma'am?
Dun, dun, dun. It is I, Mark. How are you?
Oh, my Lord, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Joker. What's happening, brother? Welcome to freedom.
Yes, sir. Welcome to freedom indeed. It is good. It is good. Hallelujah.
So, what kind of, they got you on any kind of restrictions? They got you on a gag order or anything like that?
Yeah, they got me on everything and anything. They got me on this GPS little device on my leg. Basically, you know, I can't speak to any of my co-defendants. You know, anybody who had anything to do up there with me. Can't talk about the case. Can't start any mini revolutions. Things like that.
I'm glad you're out, man. A friend of yours has been contacting me and, you know, keeping me updated on your situation. And sorry I didn't write your letter. I don't have stamps. I'm not a good letter writer, man. But I did put your address.
That's all good. That's all good. Believe it or not, I mean, go ahead.
I did give the address out. I hope some folks, they asked me for the address and I gave it to them. Hopefully they sent you a letter. I don't know.
Yeah, the letters poured in. I mean, we got, I lost count after the first 75 to 80 letters that we received in there. The biggest problem I was receiving, they moved us around so much. I went from Nevada, a couple places in Nevada, then back up to Oregon. We flew Conair. That was an experience.
They made a movie about those planes.
Yeah, the only thing missing was Cyrus the Virus. But it was an experience, and to be honest, there was so much love in there. Now, well, hold on. Before anybody says anything, I'm not talking about that kind of love.
Not
I'm talking
love.
about, like, there was so much respect in there. From the inmates, from the COs, from the marshals. Of course, it was kind of under the table from certain employees. But from one of the, I'll put it this way, from one of the short people, from one of the bald-headed short people, put it that way, I was in there with
like
him,
me.
and we had to sign autographs.
I'm a bald-headed short guy. I got you, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
we had to sign autographs to a couple of inmates.
And the bald-headed short guy is free, too, from what I understand, ladies and gentlemen. The bald-headed short guy, I think, is back with his family now.
Yes, sir. So,
hey, bald-headed short guy, if you're listening, brother, man, we got you back. We got you six, man. We're out of here.
Yes. And we have a lot of support from politicians, state legislators, all across the country, and we thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts. It's not over. It's going to be a long process. Don't forget.
Hey, listen, how about this, my brother? How about what do I got going on this week? I got Taya Kyle, American Sniper Chris Kyle's wife, coming on the show this Wednesday. That's crazy stuff, man. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But could you come on and just tell the people how you're doing one day? Because we're in the record right now, and I'm sure they want to hear that live.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things, I can't really discuss about the case,
Right.
Of course,
I don't want you to talk
they're
about
going
the
to...
case.
Yeah,
I don't want you to talk about the case. There's just the same things you could tell me now. Tell the people, man. They want to hear you. They want to know that you're okay. I got a lot of people asking about you all the time. I think it would be great to just come on and say, hey, folks, it's me. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm out of jail. I got a device on. I can't talk about the case. Thanks for the letters. Thanks for the support. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe we can have a couple people call in. Maybe you have a couple people call in and pat you on the back and say, we got your back, brother.
Sure. I'd be more than willing to do that. And I don't know about with Chris Kyle's wife. I think that would be, I think you should leave that whole show for her. She's
I don't remember what I'm doing this Friday. I can't remember even what the date is this Friday. What's this Friday's date, crying out loud? Do I have anything lined up? I don't even know if I have anything lined up.
Yeah.
I've been so crazy.
It's a blur to me. I don't even know. From everything that just transpired.
This Friday is Good Friday. I took Friday off, but
okay.
And then Monday is Constiution 101 on Patriot Nation Radio. It's something I've been doing here because it became apparent to me that people took an oath to a document that they don't even have any idea what it's about, and they go out into this highways and set up roadblocks and kill people. If they knew what they were really swearing an oath to, they would never do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If they really understood the oath that they took to the Constitution, they would never, ever, ever shoot that man and kill him like that.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
that's just my opinion. And so we started this series, me and the Lady Federalist, Char Signs. I don't know if you know Charlotte. But she's not on with me tonight. She's sick and under the weather. And we've been doing this, and it's been going great, man. We're on the Fourth Amendment. We did the Declaration of Independence in week 1, and here we are in week 5 doing the Fourth Amendment. think I covered it pretty good. I had a great caller come on and educate me a little bit. I like when people call me and set me straight. That really is awesome. Because I'm not perfect and I'm not fully educated, and it really is a great thing. That's what I love about doing this type of stuff. Because when I'm wrong, people let me know. This number that you called, this number you called the show in on, I can reach you at that number through text message.
No, I'll give it to you to the person who contacted you earlier. This is a different landline.
Right. She gave me a number. She gave me a number before on a private message. I don't know if it's the same number, but it's got the same area code.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, a text message available. Yeah. Not the one, this one, not this one that I'm on now. No.
Yeah. She gave me a different number.
Yeah. Then that's it.
Same area code, just a different number.
Yep, that should be it.
What I'll do is I'll send a text out across to that number, and if it's the right number, you'll let me know.
That's it.
And
I'll make you famous.
I'm not in it for the fame and the fortune, but hey, a little fame never hurt nobody.
No, I'll make you famous a different way. I'll make you famous a different way.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And
I just wanted to say hello to you, Mark, and thank you so much, and everybody out there.
Folks been telling me, they're going to round us all up. They're coming for us one by one. I said, you know what, they can come for me if they want. And the second I get out, I'm going on the air and I'm doing a show. And they're never going to shut me up. I don't care. I will not be silenced. They'll have to drag me away and throw me in the garbage to shut me up. They have to cut out my vocal cords. I will talk about my case live on the air. I don't care. But I understand. I understand where you guys are right now, and you can't. But I will be talking about my case. I will not be silenced. I can't be silenced. I have a Constitution. Exactly. I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at my little pocket Constitution. You know what? It's the same one I had at the Red, White, and Blue Fest. It's the same one I carry around with me wherever I try to go.
Exactly, yeah.
I tell folks, too, man, get a Constitution, damn it, and read it. If you can't tune in to Constitution 101 on Patriot Nation Radio, get the Constitution, read it, and remember 1817.
Yeah, 1817, that's it.
You know what I mean? And that's a hashtag, ladies and gentlemen. Look up Article 1, Section 8, Paragraph 17, Clause 17, Article 17, whatever you want to call it. Look it up, search it out, read it. It's very important. There are other stipulations. There are other things where they can have buildings, but they can't own the land on it. There are a couple other sections and articles throughout the Constitution. We will touch on those in the future here. But, Joker, I want to say thank you so much for calling in. It's really great to hear your voice, know that you're out of that place. I know you guys, it's like you're still in jail. You got this monitor and you can't do shit, but you're still not in the jail. It's much better to be able to sit on a couch and put on a TV and watch American Idol if you want to. And watch what you want to watch.
I'm glad to be home with my family, with my kids, so that's the good part.
So you left your vehicle up there at the refuge. What's the story on that? I wonder what the impound fee is going to be on that.
Oh, no, I got it back. My lawyer got it out of there. No damage. No, they did serve a search warrant out of it. They took certain items out of it, and but let them do what they got to do. I'll get it all back. They took it to
I think
private. Go ahead.
And I think when this all winds all the way through the courts, either you guys are going to have your cases thrown out, or you're going to be definitely getting lesser charges. You have to. I mean, what the hell? Bunch of guys camping, basically. It's a joke.
It really
these people, they're calling you guys militant and terrorists, right?
Oh, God,
and then you go up to Chicago and you see what these asses are doing at the Trump rally. You see what they're trying to do in Arizona at the Trump rally.
Oh,
and
definitely.
They're calling peaceful First Amendment.
I mean, it even
exercise.
Happened in my own state, in North Carolina. I was horrified. I was like, what is going on? And then, also too, within the Patriot community. Within the Patriot community, you have a lot of people turning on each other.
It's crazy. It's really scary, man. And who knows? I guess the dirt's going to come out on this guy, Mark McConnell.
Oh yeah.
And there may be another informant that's involved with him.
Yeah.
I guess
the first day I got out, the first day I got out, there was stuff being said about me, and I was like, I was like, don't even start this.
Yeah.
But you know how this stuff works, But the Patriot community is the Patriot community. There's always going to be people pointing fingers at each other because that's how we play.
Yeah, it.
For 50 years, Kawasaki has been defying convention and building masterpieces that have revolutionized motorsports. Come celebrate Kawasaki's breakthrough products like the jet ski watercraft, Ninja motorcycles, and Mule side-by-sides at the Golden Anniversary Sales Event from April 1st through June 30th. Great financing is available, plus sales incentives on select models at participating dealers.
Visit Houston Motorsports in Houston before June 30th to take advantage of these great offers.
For 50 years, Kawasaki has been defying convention and building masterpieces that have revolutionized motorsports. Come celebrate Kawasaki's breakthrough products like the jet ski watercraft, Ninja motorcycles, and Mule side-by-sides at the Golden Anniversary Sales Event from April 1st through June 30th. Great financing is available, plus sales incentives on select models at participating dealers.
Visit Houston Motorsports in Houston before June 30th to take advantage of these great offers.